Good evening. You are watching the Cheese Room podcast. Everybody is very happy tonight. Can't imagine why, but it might be something to do with this. More anyone? No, we'll definitely play that again
later.
Get battered everywhere they go.
Everywhere they go.
Everywhere they go. Everywhere they go.
I really hope there's some ringers in the chat tonight, and like some West Ham fans come along to join the discussion, because we're going to look back. Go on, John. Go on.
That guy from Friday, wasn't he the one who came on earlier in the year and said give us 300 quid to the Cheese Room if we finish above West Ham? I'm sure that's the same bloke that you got kicked out.
Said that,
yeah, there was a guy kicked out on Friday.
It was a catastrophic afternoon for West Ham.
Yes.
And we're absolutely gonna break it down tonight. Joining me to help fill a giant, and I mean giant, HG hole, who incidentally, by the way, was on the podcast with Brennan and Seb last night, and you should check that out on Spotify and Apple Pods. But it's someone who changes her Twitter name more than I use my Peloton, which isn't very hard, to be honest. Right now, I'm letting myself go a bit. We've finally let her out of the Jinx broom cupboard. It's Shan. How are you, Shan?
Do you know that was such a long-winded intro that I've lost count of everything you just said?
But you got the catastrophic bit.
I'm glad that my joke from yesterday made it in the run sheet. Cheers, John. Like, I've made it. I've made it in live. Yeah, I've moved on from Matt Doherty now. It is the Eric Dyer fan club.
There might be a few puns tonight. That's all I can say. Yeah, but anyway, we're going to move on. He's just run his first 10K since having COVID, so he feels a bit tired. So if he talks more rubbish than usual, then that's why. John, welcome back. How are you, sir? Obviously tired.
And the cat's just jumped up behind me. Look, there he is. Oh,
let's Kurt Zuma, quick.
There he is.
He's showing his ass as well. That's what
is. But I've got a cheeky cider, so try and keep me going for the evening.
Just Diet Coke for me tonight, so don't expect me to be too outrageous. Paul's got some lovely still water, beautiful. Paul joining us all the way from London town. How are you, sir?
I'm absolutely brilliant after yesterday. Nice lot of eating, nice lot of drinking, and then we turned the EastEnders over, which is always nice. And it was good. Did you see the pink cats yesterday in the South Stand as well?
Don't you worry about that. We've got pink cats covered, well covered. Don't you worry. I did see them. Yeah. Why did you have one?
No, I want to get one. I wish I'd had the forethought to get one, but no, it was good.
Yeah.
Very good. That's
cat.
the bad boys. That's the bad boys. Yeah, they were great. They were really, really good. When the corners are coming in, you see the guys just waving their cats at the corner taker. It was just it was very, very funny. But thank you for having me on. And had a good day.
Always a pleasure. And finally, the newest member of the Cheese Room team. She's avoided the jinx cupboard by attending yesterday's game, and we won. So all the way from Chester, not the Cheshire Borders like Seb, it's Becky. How are you, Becky?
I'm very well, thank you. Hello, everybody. Great day yesterday. Buzzing today. Can't wait for all the cat jokes.
Now, what time did you leave the house?
We left at 8:30 in the morning, and we got home at 11:30 at night with my 9-year-old Jack.
But what a perfect day out. That's all I can say. I got to say, Super chats are live during the show. Please, if you want to avoid numerous puns, super chat.
Drop more in, more jokes.
Yeah.
We need more jokes in the comments.
A bit more there, caller. Like perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk through the game and get into this. It was a great game to be at. Starting lineup. No real surprises, unchanged, wasn't it, Shan?
Yeah, I mean it's our best 11 with the injuries we've got right now. So yeah, really no surprise with Sess and Skip out. You're always going to see Reggie and Højbjerg in there, and fair play to him. I mean, I really wish Reguilon would work on his finishing, but Højbjerg, he's back. He's back to his best. He seems to be building a really good partnership with Bentancur, and it's enough to make me drool at the minute. Those two in our midfield together.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a feast for the eyes, Shan. It really is. Similarly, Paul, question for you. All the beanies back. The beanies back.
Yeah, I saw Dave's comment in the chat, so it just happened to be behind me, so I'll put it on.
I did like this one. Sauce from milk for the just in terms of your thoughts on that 11, Paul. So, Reggie, does he get in if Sessegnon's fit?
No, because Sessegnon can stay on his feet. He doesn't dive for penalties. He doesn't dive for free kicks. Sess slows everything down. His brain is in control of his body. It's the other way around with Sessegnon. He doesn't think. And he can't go on the outside of a man. I know Sess is not brilliant, but he's better as a wing back in Conte ball than Sergei Reguilon.
No, I'd agree with that. And I think the most disappointing. I mean, we're not going to talk much about disappointment in the game. The most disappointing moment for me was when Reggie tried to buy his way to a penalty.
Yeah. And he slammed the floor like it'd been a massive injustice. It's cheating. Let's call it what it is. It's cheating. Yeah. We don't like anybody doing it. I've called Bale out at the old White Hart Lane about it because he went down too easy. We've seen other players do it. Reggie is no different. He was in a very good advanced position. He did it last week as well. When he went to do a square it across the cane when Winks slid him in. Chipped him in. But yeah, just stay on your feet. Stop it. The refs have sussed you now. You won't get anything now.
Becky, you had a good view of it. You're a bit frustrating.
Yeah, well, I think like you said, we were in a quite good position, and it's like at Old Trafford, the best thing to do was just square it. Kane was there, ready, and then it was legs all over. It was like an octopus, and he made such a fuss. He was slamming his hands down on the grass, and everyone just kind of got on with it. And really, it wasn't the right ball to make, really. Yeah. And if he's a wing back and part of his job is to do the crossing, he's got to do some crossing, and he didn't.
No, I think the other thing he did was when I think was it Zuma kicked the ball at Son.
Oh.
And then Reggie just like charges over from nowhere. Starts like full on.
Yeah, and he looks so short. He looks so short, like a little bloke trying to kind of square up to the tall players. He just looks really stupid and ridiculous. But yeah.
Do you mean
that is quality. Whoever's made that, it is absolute quality. I love that.
Yeah. Some people have got just far too much time on their hands if they can do that during a month.
I need to get on this. I should be using my Bazart skills to the max, right?
Your what skills?
It's an app. Shan introduced me to it. We're good friends now, me and Bazart. Yeah. West Ham matched us with a 3-4-3 and only really a couple of changes from Thursday. Did they play into our hands, do you think, a bit, Shan?
You mean the biggest night in West Ham's history Thursday, yeah?
Oh, that one, yeah. Did they won
the cup final that they played and the trophy they won in the last 16 of the Europa League that night, yeah?
That's the one, yeah.
Wonderful. Honestly, the embarrassment from BT after that game, the erection that they had over West Ham getting to the quarterfinal of Europe, it was ridiculous.
Shane, stop it. That's a horrible image.
Honestly, it was ridiculous. I was sat watching it and I was like, seriously? And then the whinging from West Ham. I've had it today at work. I work with a load of West Ham fans. Oh, well, they were tired. Oh, boo-hoo. You're the first team, are you, to have a big game on Thursday and then another big game on Sunday?
Yeah.
Pack it in. Seriously.
I did point out to a couple of people, we did play Wednesday as well. Like, we had a midweek game. It's 24 hours. I get an extra time. So I get there's a little bit more of a toll, but it's not like we were completely fresh.
I mean, it was pathetic. But, yeah, they changed to a system they don't normally play, and they weren't good enough at it They're doing it against a team that has taken a good amount of time, a good few months to get used to playing in that way.
Yeah.
And we exposed them. Like, we could have been 4-0 up or 4-1 up at half time. Yeah. If we'd have taken the chances that we had.
Yeah.
We'd have absolutely battered them. Well, we did, but
wherever they go.
Yeah.
just over 8 minutes on the clock, and we went 1-0 up. And what poor defending it was, John. Poor defending. From Kurt the Cat Zuma.
So it started off with Doherty, the Fox Doherty down the wing.
Yeah.
He won the ball back well, I thought. Really
he won it back off from Masuda, didn't he? Played it into, was it into Kulu and then into Kane? Was it all straight to Kane? I can't remember. And it was good run by Kane. But did you notice that goal was very similar to both goals we scored against him in the Carabao Cup game? Just like get to the near the 6-yard box, square it across. And Son completely missed it. It was actually, he had a really good chance to score there. But it also reminded me very much of the goal that we scored against Southampton, the first goal then. It was virtually identical, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was identical.
Yeah.
But I did have a dream. When I was watching the show on Friday, I was thinking, what could be the best outcome? And it would be Zuma to have an absolute stinker and us to win. I mean, he literally excelled, didn't he? He went above and beyond.
He genuinely couldn't handle the boos and the cats in the crowd. Like, them inflatable cats just done him, didn't they? Like, he couldn't cope. And the Kurt Zuma Shags Cats banner as well. That was great.
He's getting pelters, wasn't he? Absolute pelt. It's brilliant. It's great to see. I just hope that the atmosphere is as raucous as that, really, for when we play the Goons.
No, that will be.
It will.
It will. Stadium. It was great.
Everyone's waited so long for it as well. It's the anticipation's building so much. So
I think we might. I think because we won that, and now that kind of keeps us in the run for top 4.
Yeah.
I think Sky make an announcement over the break about that game.
Hope so.
Sky are pulling the strings about that, aren't they? It's not the FA.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
They are waiting for North London fights out for blah 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 top 4, and now we're definitely still in it. Okay, of course, Newcastle's difficult. They're playing quite well. We get beat, but I think that game for the next fortnight.
Yeah,
I think it's either going to be on Wednesday, the 11th of May.
Yeah, it'll be a midweek game, won't it?
It'll be midweek the week after. Now, the problem the week after is all the Premier League games have been moved to the 15th, apparently, the Sunday. I think because the FA Cup final, I'm guessing. I read somewhere that all the games are on the Sunday the 15th. The Wednesday's Europa League final, so we can't play it then. So it'll probably have to be the Thursday, the 19th, or we play the Wednesday the week before, the 11th.
I think it'll be the week before. I think it'll be the 11th.
That's my gut feeling.
Yep.
Well, own goals is now in double figures for the season in all competitions.
What a signing!
6 in the league. Apparently, Sean, it's interesting you said that because apparently Charlie Kane has inquired about representing own goals. Credit that gag. Credit to Mark Hilton, one of our patrons, which is probably a good time. If you're not already a patron, get involved with the Cheese Room.
Owen.
Paul, talk us through what being a patron means to you.
Being a patron is in my downtime between my clients, I jump on and basically engage with fairly knowledgeable Spurs fans around the globe and chat about stuff and try not to get into should we say overzealous discussions with certain people, but
you're selling it, Paul, not.
I am selling. No, it's people who are pretty much engaged 24/7 with Spurs, and it's well worth £3. It really is. It's very, very good. It's very good.
John, can you beat that for a marketing pitch?
We've got loads of little chats on there. We've got our fantasy football. We've got our predictor league. We've got a cricket one. You've got a FIFA one. We had the Euros one, so we'll have a World Cup one next year. Loads of other managers. Yeah, we have a new manager chat for each time we have a new manager. So that was quite busy last year, wasn't it?
And Franco sorted some merch out. So I seem to have been saying that for a long time. So there you go. Look, Brendan's there, mug and t-shirt. They are in stock now. They are going to be dispatched to everyone with over a year's worth of subs. So there you go. When Franco gets down the post office, I think, basically.
With loads of boxes.
With lots of boxes, yeah. We've got a lot of patrons. So but do get involved. The link is at the bottom on the scrolling ticker. Please do get involved, get over there and check out our Patreon. It is the best way. It's a great way to support the show, but also you get loads back as well. John has a question.
Right, so we have scored, we've had 6 own goals scored for us this season. Can the 4 of you name, obviously one's very easy, those 6 players that scored own goals this season for us in the league?
Kurt Zouma.
What? There's one.
The Everton guy. What was his name? Burn? Was it?
Yeah.
Keane.
Michael Keane.
That's 2.
Keane is. Was it Brighton? No.
One was quite recently.
Was it Wolves? Southampton.
Maguire.
There you go. That's 3.
Maguire.
Let's not talk about him. It's a touchy subject.
Slabhead, yeah.
Slabhead.
Disgrace.
Paul, you're on the right track.
Is it Southampton?
It was Southampton. Think of their centre backs.
Yeah, it was. Oh God, it was.
Vestergaard?
Nope. He's a Leicester.
The other one.
I've given up, by the way. I've done my bit.
That's it.
Okay, I'll give you the games of the other 2. Brentford. Don't you remember that one?
Christ,
I don't know many Brentford players, mate.
And the last one was Villa. The left back for Villa.
Matty Cash.
Didn't you?
That's the right back.
That's right back.
Before Digne.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Matt Target.
Yes, well done, Shan.
Well done, Shan. So we've had 10 own goals, but 6 scorers. Is that what?
No, 10 own goals overall, League and Cup, but 6 of them in the Premier League.
Right, as I said. Thinking we'd had more people
I've
score.
no idea who the other ones were.
Right.
Well, there you go. By the way, can you believe this, John? There's 105 people watching and there's 23 likes. So I can't believe I have to say this.
That's a terrible ratio.
It's a terrible ratio.
That's worse than Kurt Zouma. That's how bad it is.
I mean, yeah, it is worse. There's a lot of things worse than Kurt Zouma.
Catastrophe.
It's a catastrophe. You're absolutely right. So please do smash that like button. And if you're not a subscriber already, subscribe. Absolutely. There you go. There it is. It's that easy. It takes a second. Hit the bell. Not one of us. And you'll get notifications as well every time we go live. Right. We can move on from your quiz, John, because I feel painful doing
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm very good at that.
Dot closed down, obviously, Saaku. Passed to Kane, running across. Then Kane almost did a Steven Gerrard and gave it away by passing back to Dyer. Antonio nipped in, got the better of Dyer and hit it wide. At that point, were you thinking this is going to be a long day, Becky?
Yeah, and like watching the highlights back today, Sky went straight to like a replay, whereas I watched Kane straight away, and he was like, yeah. And Dyer turned around to him, and yeah. And that, to be fair, it's the only thing Antonio did in the whole game. But if it gone in, it would have changed the momentum that we'd already built up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I say the other thing that Antonio did was forearm smash Dyer in the face?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that on Twitter today. You can see that live.
Lloris was to my right, and like we all went straight up. We got a lot of Dyer love, a lot of fans who love Dyer around me, and literally, it was the line I was in line as well, Becky, and just didn't see it. It was just like, come on, you know.
Mark's on fire today, isn't he?
That's a good one, because it did just hit and miss by a whisker as well. It was, Lloris. It was touch and go.
I think I'm pretty rough after that.
Hey.
There we go. Shout out, Gov. Then the 11th minute, Kulusevski drives forward, squares it to Sonny, who hit the post. Should he have scored, do you think, Shan?
Yeah, but we'll let Sonny off.
Well,
there's a lot of Sonny love here. I'm Sonny love.
Here it comes.
It's behind him. This is what this is what you probably don't see that often from Vienna. Shout out to HG. Is that the ball was squared behind him, and Son was like making quite a late run. But maybe that's a difficult chance. I'm sorry, the goalie's gone down. He's slipping, as we know Son does at the moment. That's not a gimme.
I'm not having that it was a difficult chance. I think he should be tucking it away, but certainly it's probably harder than it looks.
I say the XG is quite low on that.
I don't know. I reckon I disagree, Paul. I reckon the XG would be fairly high on it. I mean, look at his position.
He's falling. He's got a goal. I know he's like just outside.
He gets it on target. It's a goal.
Okay.
But, I mean, it didn't matter anyway, to be honest. Obviously,
more difficult than Kane's open goal that he missed, but I'm sure we'll come on to that.
I'm sure we will come on to that. Should he have scored, Becky, in your eyes?
I didn't realise, honestly, that it was behind him. So we just saw it squared in and thought, looking for the net to bulge, and then I just saw the ball like dive off in a different direction. So I sort of, by that point, Jack was hugging me. I was like, no, Jack, I didn't go in, hit the post. I think it was tricky. Seeing it back, definitely seeing it behind him. It wasn't an easy jump.
That was pretty much literally my view of it, actually. To be fair, because I'm right behind the goal, and I thought, Christ, how's he missed that? But I do agree. Watching it back, it's a slightly harder chance.
It was just it was a fast period of play as well. There was really lovely, swift kind of one-touch stuff that it was like boom, 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 boom. Just expected it to go in, and then it's only when the ball like dived off in a different direction I knew it all post.
Well, Kulusevski bulldozed through Declan Rice, didn't he?
If you show the picture again, is it Rice that's on the floor?
He's on the floor, yeah.
Yeah, it's Rice on the floor, Rice on the floor.
Picture, this one, there he is, look.
Yeah.
Too much crying over spilt rice there.
Rice milk.
Rice milk, yeah.
I think if Kulusevski had been right-footed, he'd have had a cleaner contact. But because it's his weak foot, it was a bit of a scuff pass, I thought. So it did go a bit behind him. But, can't blame for that.
I thought, Rice was poor yesterday. He left his foot in on Romero. And Romero turned around to him, and the ball had gone, and it was behind the ref. And they had some verbals. And I think Romero did that kind of thing that I do sometimes, like you step to someone quite aggressively, and then Rice just shut up, and then that was it for the rest of the game. I thought Rice, he looked tired, and he was poor yesterday. And as Becky just said, Kulusevski just steamrolled him. And I was worried about Rice yesterday, but he was pretty ineffective, to be honest.
Yeah, I was a bit worried, but he got absolutely bullied by banter, I thought. Anyway, 24 minutes in, and we're 2-0 up. Kane to Son, step over. And via a deflection from our favourite villain, Zuma, Cat Zuma, it flew past Fabianski. It looked like a fantastic finish from where I was.
And me.
So, I mean, I don't think have we got any of that one, John? Got any pictures?
No, sorry.
Been slacking today,
Run out of time,
Again, Bentancur won the ball, didn't he? And then shifted it straight. And this is what Bentancur does really. Does it really, really well, Bentancur. He sees people, and if you, I don't know who the midfielder was, but all that midfielder's got to do is step forward. He intercepts that ball, but there's bend on that ball, and Kane takes it almost on a 3/4 turn, and then Bosch it's away. To have the vision to do that, not only to get the ball and turn like Kane does, what we know he can do, but Bentancur backs himself to make that pass. That's what makes that goal. That's what makes that. He is fantastic, Bentancur. He really is fantastic. And he can only get better.
Oh, that one.
The puns are out of control tonight.
I think we need to get Mark on writing the run sheet. Doing Dave on the dad
jokes. Is he part of the creative team?
The Rice Mullard one is very good.
Yeah, Mullard Rice.
Very good.
Phil Ambrose, really also good. Another Patreon.
Yeah, that's good. Also going back to what Paul just said, the strength obviously of Kane, because he kind of took it, didn't he? And then he took it again, and then he went again, and then that kind of pass. I just thought Son had chipped the keeper from where I was. I didn't really realise it was deflected. It just like he kind of made it sort of go up and almost come straight down immediately. And the roar, I think, because people by then had sort of realised that Zuma had scored the own goal, it had kind of filtered through that it wasn't Son. the roar, the fact that this one was definitely Son was it was audible.
Yeah.
Why don't we get told at half time about this is the second or third time it's happened at the ground now? It's like it's been given as an OG.
Yeah.
But we still think in the ground, don't we, that it's Son's first goal, unless we look at our phones or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the second time it's happened, isn't it? I just don't understand why they don't say at half time, like, oh, by the way, the first goal's been attributed to an own goal from Kurt Zouma. I don't really get it.
Can't give any credit to the opposition. That's what I thought, especially not West Ham. No chance.
Good point. Well made.
That's my rationale. And then 2-1. A little bit of sleep from the corner. Well, a lot of sleep from the corner. You could say they were all having a cat nap. Benrahma, did Doherty need to give away the corner in the first place, John?
No, absolutely not. He was doing the Davinson Sanchez technique of watching the player, not really concentrating on the ball. And he just let the ball run out by mistake. He could have easily cleared it up the pitch or passed it to another player if he'd had his eyes open.
Just hit it out for a throw-in. It was a brain fart.
Yeah. He was too interested in whoever the West Ham player was.
Shan, you've moved on from the Doherty fan club now, haven't you?
He's still up there in my level of goatness for this season, but no, Eric Dyer for me.
Yeah.
Just being he's been
back on that bandwagon, are we?
He's my most improved player of the season by far. I've always been on the Eric Dyer bandwagon. He doesn't get the credit he deserves.
No, I love Eric Dyer,
and Eric Dyer loves me.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, Alan Smith was co-commentator, and the first thing he said was, "You don't want to give away a corner to West Ham. You know this will be trouble." And they scored from it.
Yeah.
And then didn't they then put the caption up? Not the caption. I didn't mean to actually say that. The caption up that said that West Ham had scored. That wasn't intentional.
I think
they scored the most from corners, and they put it up in the corner just before we took the corner. I've only seen that back today. I was like, nah.
Brilliant. I've moved seats by this point. I was now here. So I got, sadly, I think, lining up for the corner. I got a very good view of it. We got a view of the corner. Is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. So talk us through what's happening here then, Shan.
Son should not have been marking Dawson there. He should have been on Benrahma. You've got, I can't see who, is it Doherty? Who's already picking up Dawson?
Yeah, I think it is Doherty. Yeah.
I can tell by the trim it's Doherty.
Yeah.
And so why is Son doubling up on him? Get on Benrahma, who's going to be clear at the post like he was. And then by the time he realised Benrahma was free, it was too late. He couldn't get there quick enough. So
it was a really straightforward finish. And frustrating. And we've seen Spurs vulnerable from set pieces a lot this season, haven't we, Becky? It winds you up, doesn't it? That we still make such basic errors.
Yeah, and I remember there was West Ham didn't have many, but I think there was another corner later on in the second half, and Reguilon hit it out and did it again, and the look on his face was, oh god. So it's almost like their face, everything drops. They're kind of they've sort of got this belief that they aren't going to be able to attack, defend a corner, and that kind of coexists. And it's just it was poor against United, and Doherty was sort of falling over, and there you've got Son, rightly or wrongly, whether he's marking him, he's already on his way down, and it's just very poor and very predictable.
And this is it. And why give them the opportunity to get their tails up? Paul?
You can tell now in the crowd because the stats and obviously our inability to defend anything coming into the box from a corner or a wide free kick is playing on people's minds, because you can see the tension and you can feel the tension in the crowd. We were under the cosh a little bit, and a corner came in from in front of the away end, so northeast, and Lloris dived on it, and Højbjerg went absolutely mental, like patting him on the back and everything. Like, it's almost like the players now are a little bit worried. It's like, oh, Hugo saved it, thank fuck. Do you know what I mean? You get that vibe in the stadium now, and that isn't good. If you've got a team picking up on that and picking up on like the crowd and then feeling that way, that's bad. That's bad. That means there's a lack of confidence or a lack of coaching or a lack of organisation, or whatever you want to call it, to defend. It's almost like it's preying on the back of their minds now. I thought it was really, really obvious yesterday. Certainly when that corner came in and Lloris, like, he grabbed it. Just something to watch out for.
I clapped Lloris from my living room when that happened as well.
See what I mean? So,
that
exactly. So we're expecting like West Ham to, like, you know, I think it was like, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. It might have been 2-1 at that point. And like if they get 2-2, then it all changes. Then it gets really, really toxic in the stadium. Like it changes straight away. And then you can almost feel it. You can almost feel it. And if Shan and people are clapping from home like John and Shan are, then in the crowd, it's a really weird feeling. It's like you're holding your breath and almost like waiting for them to score. And the team pick up on that. It's weird. It's very weird.
Well, luckily we got to half time and it was 2-1. And I think I was quite relieved personally to go in at 2-1. I've seen us straight away far too many times from that situation. 51 likes now, by the way, guys. 140 people watching. So again, if you could hit the like button, hit the subscribe button while you're there, we really appreciate your support. Second half, expected us to come out and be a bit happy to counter, I guess, Becky, which is pretty much what happened, right?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but we had a really good chance on 50 minutes, I think it was, almost like straight out of the blocks that second half. And that was the right way to do it, to kind of come out. You know, I said this morning that, you know, we played so much better yesterday because we started on the front foot and we had a bit of a kind of play of the ball and we didn't wait for them and we sort of countered out. We did actually take it to them, and in the second half, did that straight away. There was a chance. I can't remember the details of it, but I remember there being a chance and thinking, oh, good, we are going to keep going. We are going to try and get the third. We aren't just going to try and hang on like in those horrendous Jose days where we would just try and hang on and see the game out. And that, again, lifted the crowd because you could see, yes, Reguilón was a bit of a nuisance, but, you know, we were getting the ball forward. You know, Kane was being good in the air and Son was doing some nice touches. Kulu, you could see that they'd been told at half time to keep going. And I think that was what was really pleasing.
Yeah, it was that was the Kane chance where Bentancur, I think, actually fouled Benrahma, but he got away with it. To be fair, the ref was not giving any soft fouls yesterday.
Yeah, he was good yesterday.
But he was consistent. That's all we want, consistency. I mean, the fact he missed Antonio smashed Dyer in the face, and so did VAR, is baffling, but that's another story.
He let it flow, I thought. He let the game flow, and it learned from that.
Well, one booking in a London derby. And there were some good tackles in that as well, weren't there?
I was devastated. I had a fiver on Romero to get booked. I thought that's the easiest
don't say that.
Any game Romero was going to pick up 2
yellows. Totally.
He hates the hammers after like the Fornals incident in the.
There was one moment where I think he lost it, and then he chased it back. It was in the court, the northwest
corner.
Yeah. And
he ran back from the halfway line.
As he was running back, he was pulling his shirt a bit and having a go at him. I thought, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
No joy at all.
Cola, could you just bet on him every game to get booked until the 30 seconds?
Do that. Yeah. As long as you fund it, it's fine.
But like the point where you don't get a ban for 10 yellow cards. What's he on? 8? Is he on 8?
Yeah, he's on 8. Yeah.
3 more games.
3 games.
So hang on for 3 more games.
Just on this, I've got a bit of a confession. Good evening, Paddy, by the way. We need to get you back on the show soon. So I did have a little prediction that we would win 3-1, and I even put a bet on first scorer Son, which they still gave me despite the first one being an own goal, which was nice. And at 2-1 up, guess what I did? Cashed out.
How much did you lose?
Oh, would have been about 40 quid better off. So, you know, there you go. C'est la vie. But yeah, you win some, you lose some. I did bottle it, Holly. Yes, absolutely. I did.
Surprised you stayed to the end, caller, and didn't leave like 5 minutes to go or something.
Well, again, I open myself up to this abuse and welcome it. So thank you very much. But yeah, of course, then Kane had a chance, left-footed near the near post save for the resulting corner. A little bit of a scuffle following Sonny going down like he was shot. From was it none other than the pantomime villain hitting the ball at him. Yeah, it was unbelievable, really, to be honest. But
there you go, found it again.
we can have it again. I mean, yeah. And Reggie, he's just got a bad attitude, really. Get a grip. Anyway, of course, next we saw the charge. I wonder what was going on. There was the loudest cheer of the game when two protesters got rugby tackled trying to zip tie themselves to the. There we go. I mean, someone called claw enforcement pretty quickly.
Do these people not know how to wash or bathe
or cut their hair
themselves? All of them are an absolute state. It's disgusting. I feel sorry for the people that have to sit next to these people. The stench must be horrible.
Yeah.
And welcome to the far right.
Claw enforcement last on the scene, and there they are, arresting the villains.
The thing is, though, being there, I think we probably would have, whether they were checking VAR or whether they weren't, because there were a lot of discussion in the referee. He was talking to Rice and he was talking to Son and Kane, and then all of a sudden it happened. And then watching it back today on Sky, it's like they were almost sort of using the incident to just sort of say, "Oh, it's fine. It could be worse. We'll just carry on with the corner and forget that we were actually looking at VAR or whether they were or not," because obviously it happened at the same time, and then it happened at the other end, and then they just got on with it.
I was a bit of a pussy, Kerry. Sorry. Yeah. There you go. I promise there'll be no more puns if we get to 100 likes. So please do hit that like button. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on. Did you see, by the way, I don't know if they saw it on TV, but the other end, Shan and John, the other end, there was a protester then tried at the other end as well.
No, they didn't show that.
Yeah, same thing.
They didn't actually show any of them. They just talked about it.
Yeah, because they were trying to deal with the incident as whether Son had been deliberately injured or whatever. That was kind of being talked about with the players. While they then used that as an opportunity to try either end to get onto the pitch.
It was a classic 1-2, wasn't it? It was almost the perfect plan, but it was foiled by claw enforcement. Anyway, let's move on. Antonio then missed a golden opportunity at the far post. Did you see that one, Shan? I thought when he missed that, it was probably going to be our day.
When he missed that, I laughed.
I'm glad you were feeling that jovial, because at the time I was a bit worried, to be honest.
I had no sympathy for him. Actually, it was probably one of the most relaxed I'd felt. Sort of from about 10 minutes into the second half, one of them, I felt so relaxed in a North London, in a London derby for a long time. It was quite nice. I don't know if it's because I was watching it from the comfort of my own home.
Definitely, because I can assure you I was not feeling comfortable. Yeah,
I definitely wasn't. I was.
I just think Antonio just looked like dog shit.
He was awful. He was awful.
Yeah,
he was absolutely. I don't know if he's tired, but interesting. Moyes said he was asked directly why he took him off, and he said, "I don't think he was giving enough to the team," which is basically code for he's terrible today. But interesting. I mean, that shot was basically the identical position to Ben Rama's goal. Ben Rama's that technical, skillful player who, that wasn't an easy volley, but he put it in the bottom corner, whereas Antonio didn't know what he was doing, did he?
No.
And he subbed him off straight away, didn't he? Almost immediately. So that delighted the crowd as well.
I'm telling you now, if they'd have scored then, their tails would be up. And come back with
do you know what? I don't think I hate an opposition player quite as much as Antonio, and I don't know why. I just can't get the celebration that he did with the cardboard cutout out of my head.
Yeah.
This guy is just an absolute reject.
Shan, surely Rudiger.
Even Rudiger has some substance. He has some substance. Antonio's shit, and he still thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread.
Sean, what about Richarlison?
Oh yeah, but Richarlison's just comedy, ain't he?
Yeah.
You can't really hate him because he's just funny, to watch.
Well, he's getting relegated.
He's on the floor as more than Reggie, which says a lot.
He's still down, crouching his knees from when Romero took him out.
Yeah, to be fair, he ain't going to recover from that for a long time. Well, West Ham then made some subs and changed from a back five to a 4-3-3. I thought when Antonio came off, thank God, really, because I don't see that Yarmolenko is going to make the same difference. Paul, were you relieved to see the back of Antonio?
Well, he hadn't done anything apart from miss the opportunity we spoke about already. Yeah, lovely reception for Yarmolenko as well. Everybody stood up and clapped him on. West Ham and Spurs. Yeah, as soon as Yarmolenko came on, he was never going to be a problem for our back three. So I was pretty confident at that point that as long as we didn't give any more kind of like corners or free kicks away, we would have been all right. But yeah, Yarmolenko did not. I think he touched it twice. He's obviously he's not the player he was last season, the season before. I know he's had a knee issue, but yeah, he was ineffective as well.
I thought they were fairly toothless after that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Seemed to give him a bit more of a foothold, but was that all part of Conte's plan then, John?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Moyes had a right whinge, didn't he? Reckoned that we did nothing against Everton, but then scored goals, and then that's what we did against West Ham. They had more of the ball, apparently, and they did, but how many shots did Hugo save? None. They had one shot in target.
More of the ball. They had like 5% less of the ball than we did.
They did. I think what his point was in possession. They were playing in our half, but that's because we let them. We sucked them on, won the ball, and just released Son or Kulusevski or Kane. Or it went to Kane, the pivot in, he played the ball through. That's why we could have scored another 3 or 4 goals easily another day.
I've never heard that phrase before. We sucked them on.
I'm sure some of the stuff you've seen, you have heard that before.
Højbjerg, lovely chip ball through to Kane. Becky, how did Kane that one? That was.
I don't know. We said last week about Kulusevski is one of those players that you sort of lean forward when he gets the ball. That's the same with Kane. So everyone's leaning forward. I'm literally waiting for the net to bulge. And I looked at Jack looked at me, and everyone just had utter disbelief. It was like he took it down, and then we were just waiting for the net to bulge. And I don't really know what happened there. I don't think he did, really.
No. Doesn't miss many like that, Paul.
No.
No. Is that the first time he's wore those orange boots?
No, he wore them at Old Trafford. I'm sure he did.
Did he?
Yeah, and at Brighton. At Brighton as well, yeah.
I do like the way you're looking for a reason why, though. That's
no. I mean,
I can tell you why. This is why. When the outside of his right foot, he should have smashed it with his left. He's quite capable of doing that. He's not like Dele Alli.
No.
He's 12, 13 yards out. Kane, doesn't matter what foot. He even had one leg, he should have scored that. I think he just that's his bad miss out of the way now on the run in, and then he moved. I don't know why he missed it. It's a lovely pass from Højbjerg. That scoop.
That's the most attacking thing Højbjerg has done all season.
It's not. No, it's not. This season already. So shut him out. Cooler.
We have this right.
And he scored against Brighton, didn't he, in the cup? I think the game we were at Brighton, he scored, didn't he?
And the chip pass for the back post blind run, and then Kane just sweeps it with his left foot again.
Leeds.
Leeds. Thank you. Thanks, John. Let's have this right about Højbjerg. He's not just like a destroyer, right? He's played every game bar one and COVID for Spurs while he's been at the club. We saw, unfortunately, Eriksen in the Euros. Yes, I know he's got a better player next to him, but he can be creative when he was at Denmark. I think a lot of Spurs fans got it wrong about Højbjerg. I think he can be quite progressive when he needs to. I really do believe that. And these little scoop passes and stuff, yes, not great opposition. Maybe kind of 10, 15 minutes to go. The team are beaten and he looks good, but he can play a decent pass. I think you're being very harsh, Mr. Caller. I think you're being.
He's not carrying Winks now either, is he? So he's not carrying Winks, so it's allowing him to kind of free.
I mean, that's a weight off anyone's back. Let's be honest.
Caller has to talk nonsense at least once a show, so I'm glad you put it out of your system now.
Hang on. I'm not having that. Højbjerg did not have a good game in my opinion. He was incredibly defensive minded. He was carried by banter.
How has he not had a good game? I don't know. What did he do wrong? What did he do wrong?
He didn't do anything wrong. He was just overly negative. So the Harry Winks syndrome. Get the ball. Who can I pass it to sideways or backwards immediately? And look, the reality is there is a place for one player like that in the team. It's when you've got two of them, it's an issue. I'm more than happy with him sitting
isn't like that, so maybe that's his job. Maybe that's what Conte is asking him to do.
Maybe it is. He frustrated.
When he wants to progress the ball, Caller, he's more than capable of doing that.
I would absolutely have Skip. I would absolutely have Skipping ahead of him. I think he's better at it, but we shall see what happens on that one.
Caller, will you if we're right about Skip coming back after international break, which Conte said during the week, is that right? He said he's going to be back after international break. Would you drop Højbjerg against Newcastle?
No.
So what you say? You can't. We are in a very important. We can't make any mistakes. The wiggle room now, the games this season, it's gone. We've blown it. So now we have to win every game. But if you're saying like Skip, it's going to be like the next kind of like
Skip's
the next big thing.
Yeah.
Will you put Skip straight back in?
No, you wouldn't put him straight back in. No. You wouldn't.
Okay, all right.
You wouldn't put him straight back in. You'd gradually build him in. He's got to build his match fitness up. He hasn't played for months.
I don't think Skip gets back into the starting 11 this season. Not now we're in the weekend.
Possibly not unless we need him. Possibly not.
If there's an injury, maybe, but if Bentancur and Højbjerg are fit, I think Conte sticks with that midfield too for the rest of the season.
I think he will, unless he needs to make a change. But all I'm saying is, I think that longer term, I think Skip will be the man. I think he's a much better all-round player than Højbjerg. I think he's better progressive and just as good defensively, and he's quicker and can turn better. He's faster, quicker. He's just all-round better. Would be my view on him, but we shall see. We shall see what happens. I do think Højbjerg will keep his place, and I think Højbjerg is absolutely a warrior and someone who is valued in the side. I just wish he was a little bit more progressive. I mean, if he does it, then fair play. We've had a super chat in from Adam. Thanks very much for your support. Shan was too busy putting up Mark saying Shan is right.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you.
But Adam, I'll shout it out for you. Thanks very much for your support. We appreciate it. If you want to ask a question of the panel, do just drop it in there, and we will absolutely make it a priority to get to.
There is a question that Kerry's put, and I think this comes down to our squad depth and who he trusts, doesn't it?
Totally.
I think game management as well. If you're winning, we can waste a few minutes at the end of the game by making changes, then why change it if they're playing well, I guess?
Yeah. Exactly.
And he was going to bring Sanchez on as well, wasn't he? And then he changed his mind and didn't bring Sanchez on. So even in terms of who he's bringing on, he's not necessarily sure. I think depending on, like Shan says, where we are in the period of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. And then obviously 3-1, game over. Clinical finish from Sonny. Another Zuma mistake, you've said, John, on here. I thought it was just very well finished, though, wasn't it? Lovely take. And Paul, let's let you eulogise Sonny a bit. Go on. Then.
So it's bad. Both central defenders coming to get Kane. Kane is very good, and he's got a good leap. He's not got a Lucas kind of like vertical leap, but he's got a good leap, and he'll win most in the air. And both centre backs got drawn to it. Little flick on. Son, it was 2 touches, and it was in the back of the net. I was very, very confident he was going to score that. When he gets one-on-one with those, he normally scores. He scored now 11 league goals, 12 league goals. John, is it this season now?
12.
12. He's had a good season. It's just that he's troughs because his peaks are so high. He's
13.
He's 13. His troughs, when he's going through a bad patch, people talk crap. He should be dropped and stuff like this. Looking at you, Seb, from the podcast. It was a lovely finish. But you're hoping that if that was the other way around, that both our centre backs aren't going for the same ball and then get out jumped by the centre forward. But it was very Route 1, very kind of Wimbledon 1985, 86. Kind of like very Route 1 fashion.
To play Seb's advocate, I could understand the rationale for dropping someone who was having a poor patch of form, because we've got a squad. We've got to use that squad sometimes. And
he doesn't trust us. We've just said 5 minutes ago because of it might be game management, as Sean pointed out. But I don't think Conte trusts most of that bench.
I
really
agree with you. I agree with you, but I think with Bergwijn, he does deserve a chance. And if Son's not playing very well, then there is some rationale there to drop Son and put him in, or rest Son and give him a rest for a game. You know.
The problem with Son is when he's not playing well, he still comes up with a goal or an assist, and he's still been scoring. He's still been assisting goals. So the other parts of his game may not be as good as we are used to, but ultimately he's a player with a moment of brilliance that wins you matches, and I just don't think you can drop that kind of talent. Son's world class. Like
this is when Son's on it, he's definitely world class. Yeah. And this what Mark's chucked in here is massive because Son is very much a confidence player, and I think he's right. I think he will go on a run now because he needs that form and that confidence.
What I would say now is that I think he's beginning to learn to work in a free with someone like Kulusevski. I think Kula keeps his width really, really well, opens up different spaces. Son yesterday started coming towards the ball into that 9.5, 10 position where Kane is so good. First touch was great, turning and then playing people in. Son was getting a lot more involved in starting stuff off, taking off the centre back, taking off Bentancur, taking off Højbjerg, and filling that kind of centre circle area. Because you noticed a lot of our players, they seem to avoid the centre circle at points. It's almost like they're waiting for someone to come and get the ball from the centre backs. Son started doing that. First touch was really good, and started to progress stuff yesterday really quickly. That was a really good all-round performance from Son yesterday, and I believe as well. His confidence come back from that. It's just a shame that international breaks come now for him, to be honest. Because hopefully, I know he's got 2 very important World Cup qualifiers, South Korea. Let's hope he gets not injured. He doesn't have to play the full 90 for both of them, and then gets back and carries on what we saw yesterday. Because that'll be massive for us, massive on the running.
I like this one. Have we used all our 9 lives yet in regards to top 4? Very good, very good. And then it was obviously, game over, fantastic finish. And obviously,
yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
we just need to give credit to at Tony TDID for that video. Tony Steer.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you very much, Tony. It's a beautiful.
It was a very enjoyable last few minutes of the game because we all just discussed earlier that had Antonio scored that chance, or weirdly the catch that Lloris made that we scored directly from him, then kicking the ball to Kane, and then it going from there. And that kind of remaining 2 minutes and then the 5 minutes of injury time was just phenomenal around the entire bowl. Everybody was singing for Sonny, everyone was cheering. It was just a lovely, relaxed, happy, cheery atmosphere because we knew the game was won, and it was just so lovely to see. And it was almost like the lasting thing the players will see now before they go off on international break is that sort of euphoria, because we knew the game had been won, we'd managed it, and that, I've never had that where it was done and we were just singing and cheering, and it was just lovely.
It was. Supporters' reactions around the world as well. Steve, absolutely couldn't get over it. Loving life. Even the coach was happy.
Really?
Just all round, what a great game. And as we break it down, John, you've got a good graphic for us. The midfield axis of Højbjerg, who I've just been slating, and Bentancur. There we go. Talk us through that.
Well, I mean, I was going to put in the run sheet on Friday about how well they played at Brighton, and then JP particularly wanted to talk about Kulusevski and Bentancur, so I thought I'd leave it for now. And then obviously Match of the Day 2 then picked up on my my great idea, clearly. But they just, I mean, Bentancur is making the rest of the players better, isn't he? He's just improving the team. Højbjerg knows how to play with him. They're working really closely together. They're always there to give each other an option. And the great thing about Bentancur is that he pings the ball, doesn't he? He really hits it hard at players because they're professional footballers. And apart from Sanchez and Sissoko, most of them, should be able to control the ball at Spurs. So he's just improved just so much. I think. Paul, do you want to say something?
Yeah, what I'd like Bentancur to stop doing is doing like little 180 turns through to the defensive midfielders on the edge of the 18-yard box.
But I was going to say that was one of my lasting memories of yesterday is when he did that, because I was expecting it to go straight back to Lloris, and he did that like turn and then off, and it was like yay! And that's maybe what we've missed. And I know we were controlling the game then, and it maybe was a little bit of showboating, but it was just Romero did one as well down by the corner flag. Yeah. So it was just. That was just, I love that. I was expecting to go back to Lloris.
Dembele-esque. We haven't had a player who does that and can drive since Dembele.
But he runs and gets the ball back. Dembele didn't do that. Bentancur goes and gets it back or tracks back, and Dembele didn't.
The thing is with Dembele, because we're talking about Dembele, aren't we?
Musa Dembele, yeah, not Ndembele.
Not Tanguy.
Okay. I was going to say, no, right, okay. That's what I thought. I was like, no.
I haven't lost the plot, Becky.
I did think you had.
I saw something on Twitter where with Bentancur he's a mixture of Dembele and Modric, where he's got the ability to then assist and set up goals. He's got the vision of the pass, and he's got the grit of Dembele. He can dribble with. He's had 100% successful dribbles against West Ham yesterday. Like West Ham are no mugs. No. I hate to say it, but they're no mugs anymore. Like they are mugs. Like the fans.
We've got to take him seriously now, yeah.
We've got to take them a little bit seriously now. Like they're not quite like the joke of a little brother that you bully at school anymore. Like. They're a bit more serious than that, and Bentancur was just. If we didn't have world-class players in our squad like Harry Kane, he'd be man of the match 2 games in a row for me.
Yeah. What he does is that you give him the ball, and 99 times out of 100, he's going to retain it in tight positions, and he's very Luka Modric that way. Modric would always show from the ball from Massiokoto or from Bale or from Dawson and take it, even if he had 2 or 3 midfielders around him, he'd drop his shoulder, make some space, and he'd play it out to Tom Huddlestone or somebody like that. Bentancur does have that. I just don't want to see these little 180-degree turns on the edge of the box. I want to see him 15, 20 meters up the field, where if we do lose it. But I think he's quality. I'm not on the Kulu train yet. I'm not on the hype train with Kulusevski yet. I think once. No.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry to go a little bit kind of Vienna, but I think once fullbacks suss him out, I'm not sure he's got enough smarts with the ball yet to find to be as effective as he's now. I think he's getting away with a lot because fullbacks don't know about him. That I know that's a little bit negative, and I am sorry, but some of his decision making, and he is very, very left-footed. You know what he's going to do. I know he got the penalty and the handball with the right-footed cross in the previous game, but I'm not on the Kulu hype train yet. Sorry, Sean, but Bentancur all day, every day, twice on Sundays.
And you criticise me for slating PEH.
Some of the skill he was doing in the box, and every time he has the ball, and he looks like he's going to create something. He can cross the ball. He can score. He's got a good football brain as well. He always seems to make the best decisions that he can. And I think like we say, he's only 21. He's only going to improve. And I think, could we have another Gareth Bale on our hands, but just a little bit slower?
Yeah. You mentioned on Friday, didn't you, about how people are going to work him out. But he was able to cut inside yesterday. West Ham didn't work him out, and I think it enables him to get it to Kane. If he does pull inside, then it kind of frees up different kind of makeup of little triangles because he pulls, and then it gets Kane involved. So maybe that's something of an avenue they're going to kind of think about more, rather than him just sort of running down the right wing and then cutting inside.
This is a good point as well. He's very physical. And with Harry Kane, he's got one of the best physical players in the Premier League. But with Lucas Moura, he'd sort of get bullied off the ball. But with Kulusevski, you don't worry about that. He's really good at retaining the ball and making good decisions. He's physical. He's he's strong. Like he's not going to be bullied, and he'll bully others. I mean, he left Declan Rice in the mud yesterday. Like he's no fool, and I think his stats speak for himself. He's shat all over Giovanni Lo Celso. Sorry, caller.
What are you sorry for?
I'm right.
What about?
Giovanni Lo Celso was crap.
Oh, Giovanni Lo Celso never produced for Spurs. That's fair to say. That doesn't mean he's crap, but
he's crap.
Yeah, he's still our player at the end of the day. We've got to palm him off on someone permanently.
And he's in the quarterfinals of the Champions League now.
I was going to say.
But they didn't score any of them goals until he was substituted off. Let's make that clear. We didn't have any part to play in them getting to that position.
We'll see. Look, at the end of the day, it's in our interest if he does play well, isn't it? So,
yes.
So let's hope he does do well. Sonny Butcher's best, we kind of covered that. Man of the match, though, do you think that was the correct decision, Becky?
I think because of the recent form of Sonny, I think it was the right decision because it was like a change in form, and he did play a lot better yesterday. He wasn't falling over. He was involved in much more. So I think it was. But like we just said, Bentancur was very, very close. But yeah, Sonny was just it would have been perfect if we'd had 3 Kane Son assists, and we didn't have that because of the Zuma and goal. But that was the only negative, really. I think fully deserved. But Bentancur was very close. Romero, and Dyer, really. We had great play all over the pitch yesterday.
Yeah, 100%. As the match stats,
that back 3 now is. I know Davis is 6.5, 7 out of 10. Our back 3 now is looking pretty solid. I know it's not great in the air as we talk about the free kicks, but some of the ball playing out from the back and the passes is chalk and cheese to where it was a year ago, a season ago. It's that back 3 it's probably unfashionable with Davis there, but it's looking all right. It's looking all right. It's a very, very solid unit, that back 3. And then when you get Reggie to come back, and you get either Royale or Doherty to come back and make a back 5, it's all right. It looks pretty solid.
I think my concern would be it didn't look that solid against Cristiano Ronaldo FC. I mean, it wasn't tested. There were more inflatable cats in the party this afternoon than West Ham had shots on target.
Yes, there were.
So
I think that speaks volumes for the work our midfield's doing as well. I think our midfield has been a big problem for us this season, and with Bentancur and Højbjerg in there, Højbjerg's solid, and he's raised his game since he's had Bentancur to play against, just someone with a little bit of quality, and they're mopping up a lot. Their match stats, ridiculous against West Ham. West Ham's midfield was nowhere to be seen. We won that battle 100%.
Yeah.
Conte.
If our defence shelter, it makes them look better.
Yeah, I agree. Conte, John, was happier with the performance than the result. Would you say that's a fair description of where he's at right now?
Yeah, it's not that he was unhappy with the result, but he was delighted with the performance. It looked, the way he reacted, looked to me like he's this is what I want every game. He got what he wanted. The game management was spot on. The stupid mistake by Doherty let them get back in the game. But second half, we just played the ball around them, didn't we? Kept the ball and then we just sat back when they had the ball. They one shot on target in 90 minutes. I know they had a tough game on Thursday, but this is a decent team. This wasn't like we were playing Norwich, who are down the bottom, who will probably have more shots against us when we play them in a few weeks.
I think what I liked about the way we play now defensively is there's always, Daniel picks up on it here. Davis can get forward, they'll cover each other. Davis had one surging run. Romero, you see sometimes, if you look at his heat map, he's hilarious. He's almost playing as an extra forward at times.
Yeah.
So that extra, centre back, he's pushing up all the time and making. And I think when he first started to implement the system, they were having a lot of trouble getting to grips with that. And I think we're seeing the fruits of some of that now.
I think fitness is better as well. I think that comes from fitness, and maybe banning the tomato ketchup was a good idea and that sort of thing. So
yeah, he did. I forgot about ketchup. Yeah,
there was that song, wasn't there?
First he banned the ketchup, then
the mayonnaise.
LA.
Any footage of that one, John? No.
No, I'm sure we can find it for the next show. We'll get it on there.
There's a lot of love yesterday for Antonio as well. I think the Antonio chant rang around, didn't it, Becky? For
yeah.
You could hear that on TV.
Good couple of minutes. It was like Antonio, and then the Moretti spaghetti hates fucking Chelsea. That came up as well. You can see, and what he does as well. He just he feeds off that, and he looks up at South or North and behind him at the Steve Diver seats, and he claps, and he's like he looks really happy. And I know I'm not a world-class elite coach who's won like loads of stuff, but why would you leave that? Why would you leave that feeling of like the absolute adoration? And I know it's probably about upstairs and will he get back to what he wants? He's made it quite clear, but at that moment yesterday, I would challenge anybody if they were in Antonio Conte's position, say like, this is amazing. It's a very biased view, I know, but there was so much love for him yesterday. I know the performance helps, but
Mark's
sorry, Becky, Karen.
Top form, top cat in town.
And at the end, at the final whistle, the way he kind of, I know he hugs players when they've won, but the hug he gave Son when he substituted him, and it was like a proper, like full-on, like bear hug, and he was doing that with every player. And I know he is very up and down, but it's just so lovely to see, and I think agree. Why? And if the small steps he's making, if he is improving things behind the scenes, we just need them to keep that and themselves realise it's making a difference, and then keep supporting him, and then it kind of just keeps building, because he is having an impact on the things that we aren't seeing, and that's appearing on the pitch. And hopefully the people upstairs aren't that ridiculously stupid that they miss that opportunity, because it's starting to kind of come to fruition.
I think 2 or 3 signings similar to Kulusevski and Bentancur that are ready now, that can get into our 11 and we do something next season.
Yeah. Such a good point, Sean. It's like they've hit the ground running, haven't they?
Yeah.
There's been no bedding in period. I was Poch, one of Poch's biggest fans, but if Poch had bought those boys from Italy, they wouldn't be playing now. They'd be sitting on the bench and getting 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. They'd be like introduced slowly. But what Shana just said there is absolutely spot on and so important. They've come in and they've made an immediate difference, beyond all. No one could have wished for a better impact than these 2 boys. And and as you said, they're making everybody around them play better. And Romero, I mean, he's just class. He's just class, and we're lucky to have him. But Kulusevski at the minute and Bentancur, just they come in and have the impact they have is really, really, really positive. I can't underestimate that more. It's superb.
Completely agree with you. I think they've hit the ground running, and it makes me excited to think what we're going to get in the summer. Similarly, and hopefully, and Mark again on top form. Hopefully, Levy will dip into the kitty and spend big. Very good. If you're watching the show tonight, please do hit the like and subscribe button. We're going to be going into viewers' questions later on in the show, so do drop them in, and John will keep a track of the best ones. And by all means, if you feel generous, support the Cheese Room with a super chat. Going into birthdays, so Stuart Nethercott, 21st to the 3rd, 73. Question for the panel, except John, who wrote the question. Nethercott scored 1 goal for Tottenham. Who was it against? And obviously, you can play along with this in the chat. Shan, do you know who Stuart Nethercott is?
No.
He wasn't very good, to be honest.
No, he wasn't. Someone
used him in a joke earlier, and I didn't understand the joke. I just assumed it was really bad.
Like my puns.
Yeah.
He was a very sort of slow centre-back who played in the early 90s for us.
So there was a tweet.
Paul Muir, are you Googling?
No, mate. I'm just
like he's Googling.
There was a tweet where
got about 3 different kind of like things going on. Sorry, I'm not Googling.
Some idiot Arsenal fan said that Saliba, Ben White, and Gabriel are better than any centre-back Spurs have ever had.
Oh yeah,
and that was when that joke was used. They said that he was that even was it Nethercott is better than those 3.
Well, yeah, not quite sure that's factually correct either. Paul,
John,
Googling. Have you got an offer?
I didn't Google. It was an FA Cup, and it was against And it was against Altrincham.
It was.
Okay.
And I was there.
Were you going to say that, Becky? Did you have that?
No. I was going to say somebody like Nottingham Forest or somebody like that.
It was a 3-0 win against Altrincham. Klinsmann scored the first, I think, and Nethercott scored the third. Can't remember who scored the second.
Wow.
So he was in the same team as Jurgen Klinsmann.
Okay.
Do you think Højbjerg's done the same? He's looking around at the players. Sean, little dear. He's just like, I'm playing with Bentancur. I'm playing with Harry Kane. I'm playing with Sonny. I've got a World Cup winning goalkeeper and captain. Do you think that's what it's like, Sean? Do you think Højbjerg is 2022 Stuart Nethercott?
You know what? I weren't even listening to that because I was replying.
We know. Well, we're not going to keep going over it, but yeah, anyway. I'll answer you, Paul. I think yes, he is. Gary O'Reilly, right back, 45 games for us between 1979 and 1984. Happy birthday, Gary! And of course, Disco Benny, 202 games, but how many goals? Do you remember Disco Benny, Shan?
I loved Disco Benny.
How many goals then do you reckon?
I think it was more than we think it is. I think it's 15?
15. Any advance on 15, Becky?
I was going to say 8.
Yeah. And Paul?
10.
10. 4 goals.
Wasn't really?
Yeah, wasn't known for his goal scoring prowess, but 202 games, and his attitude was.
He had the best hair in the Premier League as well. It was superb.
He did, yeah. 100%.
Used to get it cut on the high street. The first barber on the left after Seven Sisters. Seven Sisters Tube on the left, because he was one of the first guys from the club after the riots with Crouchy to go back, and he took the BBC him and Benny took the BBC up and down the high road up to the police station where it all got smashed up in the riots. Massive respect for Benny. Massive respect. Yeah, drive around in a Gold Smart car when everybody else is going around in Rolls Royces and stuff. And
great guy.
He was, and he was very upfront with the Guardian about the interview about
this is just a job.
Football. It's just a job. It's just a job. Yeah, it's fantastic guy. Brilliant.
Carlos, a happy birthday, buddy. Carlos Vinicius, his birthday is on Friday.
You've just ruined Friday's show now, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I might forget him.
We certainly have.
You know what? I still follow Vinicius on Instagram.
Yeah.
And he scored for PSV again at the weekend.
Has he scored yet?
Yeah, he scored for PSV at the weekend.
Against who?
I can't remember what they were called. Some Dutch team, obviously, but.
Obviously,
it's a good job HG's not here. I tell you now, you'd be getting daggers.
Let's have a look.
He scored against Marine, didn't he? I remember he scored against Marine.
Hat-trick. Yeah.
Is that hat trick? I don't remember it. Yeah.
Oh, it was Sittard.
Yeah. See, elite. He's an elite.
Yeah. They're in the relegation zone. Yeah. They won 5-0.
Oh, 5-0. There we go.
5-0, yeah.
On this day, 21st of March 2015, Spurs played at home against Leicester. The final score was Spurs 4, Leicester 3. What an absolute banger. Were you at that game, Paul?
Was that the one where Lamella got a hat-trick?
No.
Not Lamella?
No.
Kane.
Oh,
Kane got a hat-trick.
Sorry, yeah. I wasn't at that one, no. I was at the game at Wembley when Lamella got a hat-trick.
That was a 4-3 as well, wasn't it?
No, it's 5-4.
Yeah.
He didn't. 5-4. He got 2. One was an own goal, wasn't it? One was given his own goal.
We always have good games against Leicester.
Yeah. Own goal scoring goals back then for us as well, John. Were they second or third highest scorer for back?
No idea.
Yeah.
In that 4-3 game, our fourth goal was a Jeffrey Schlupp own goal.
Was indeed. And then on this day, 21st of March 2009, Tottenham played at home against Chelsea. Score Spurs 1, Chelsea 0. A rare victory. Darren Bent up front for us back then. And the goal coming from none other than Luka Modric. So there you go.
Was that at Stamford Bridge? Was that the Lane or Stamford Bridge?
Lane. At the Lane.
At the Lane.
That was the game. That was the game where sort of the Premier League woke up to Modric. That's where he really started to become a key player in Harry. Harry'd obviously only taken over a few months earlier, and it was a lovely goal from the edge of the box, swept in. And that was like, obviously, beating Chelsea any time is a good thing, but even then, we had such a bad start to the season. It was just fantastic to beat them that day.
Premier League's announced there's 21 new COVID cases today. Is that a little bit worrying, John?
I think it was always going to happen, wasn't it? Now that everything's sort of open and people, some places. I went to M&S the other day and everyone was wearing a mask, and then I went to Tesco's and no one was wearing a mask. So I guess it's all levels.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Tunnel Club, they're all wearing masks.
I think it says a lot about.
Absolutely not.
The people that go to M&S and then the people that go to Tesco's.
But ultimately, yeah, it's spreading nationally, isn't it? But it's just where obviously we don't know if that's coaching staff, if it's players, or who exactly it is. I know Eriksen's got COVID. That's why he didn't play at the weekend.
Oh, has he? Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
COVID doesn't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
No, it's just yeah.
It don't exist.
Let's stop tracking it. Stop talking about it. It might go away.
Yeah,
exactly.
Dyer. Let's talk Dyer. Unlucky to miss out on the England squad, Becky. Do you think?
I'm always I'm a bit mixed about international breaks, particularly when they're friendlies, because I'm thinking it's fine. You know, we'll have him and look after him. And I noticed Romero's gone last night, hasn't he? They've snuck him on a plane.
Yeah,
even though he's supposed to have a too much ban, and they're hoping to reduce it to one. So he's gone on the plane with Lo Celso. So yeah, I'm always a bit like, I'd rather them come back to us, stay fit, and they don't play, and particularly as a friendly. But he's come out. He's been very diplomatic. He's come out and said that he feels he's having his most consistent season. Whether he's disappointed and whether he'll still make the World Cup, I don't know. But for now, he's staying with us and he's not getting injured.
And obviously, Harold Kane is the only England player in that squad from Spurs. Yeah, I know. The only England player, isn't it?
That isn't correct anymore because Kyle Walker-Peters has got his first England call-up.
Yeah, I read that today as well.
Tyrick Mitchell, I think, has been called up as well. So what that says for Eric Dyer.
Wow.
No, they're fullbacks though, aren't they?
They're fullbacks.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like Gareth Southgate, why is he picking like 50 fucking fullbacks every single time? Like we don't.
I mean, when you look at the centre backs, I mean, if Tyrone Mings is a better centre back or Connor Cody than Eric Dyer, then I appreciate Dyer is not a Rolls Royce centre back, but he's better than Connor Cody, and he's better than flipping.
He's better than Maguire as well. He's better than Maguire.
I think Go
on, John. No,
okay, I think Southgate's very, very loyal to players. He will give players a time, and it was a retch for him to drop Dyer originally. He did say that. Yeah. I think Dyer will be back in at some point. I reckon he'll probably go to the World Cup if he keeps playing under Conte the way he has.
I think let's just enjoy him not getting injured on international duty.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And getting the rest.
I'm more worried about the rest of the players that are going.
Romero picked up an injury last time he was on international duty, didn't it? Or is it a banana?
Yeah, he did.
Romero might not even be playing though. So
hopefully not.
Fingers crossed. He's just topped up his air miles account, isn't he? A la Steve Dyer.
Am I right in thinking that Bentancur's going on international duty as well? Because
he will be.
He's required, yes.
He will.
And I believe that Uruguay are still yet to qualify from their group. So and they got to play Chile and see, John, I wasn't googling at all. I think it's Peru, and basically these games end up with like 30 yellow cards. Oh, sorry, that's impossible. 20 yellow cards and a couple of sendings off. They normally get quite tasty, these games. So that's all I'm worried about. Because if he go, I mean, then you are in there with skim. Do you know what I mean?
So Uruguay are in the driving seat. They're in fourth place. They've got 22 points. Peru 21, and Chile on 19. So it's very tight. I think looking at the different colour in number 5, where Peru are, I'm guessing they've got a playoff if they fifth is a playoff. So Uruguay do need to win at least one, if not both, those games.
So he's going to be involved in 2 competitive games.
Yeah,
Bentancur. So I think that's a major worry, isn't it? It'd be lovely for him to turn somebody him to kind of like pull up yesterday with like a fake kind of like carving and not go anywhere and spend 2 weeks at Oxford away getting massaged and like ultra therapy and things. But yeah, if he gets crocked after watching him yesterday, that's a drama. That's a major drama.
And Kulusevski, obviously, he's got a big game: Sweden versus Czech Republic. Winner plays Poland of that one, so, in the playoffs. So, I mean, it's there's big games all round. This is the last round of international games before the end of the season, though, isn't it? So, touch wood, everyone comes through unscathed, and we'll be okay.
Can I just say this would be a great time to go and watch Ben Davies and Joe Rodon play for Wales, the mighty JR14, Joe Rodon. Will be playing for Wales.
Yeah, Joe Rodon. Gareth Bale, of course.
Spurs player next season.
He what?
He probably won't be a Spurs player next season.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, won't be. No, but Paul will follow him wherever.
Did you hear that, Sean? That was the bubble that you just burst my life. That's it. Just like
Joe Rodon though, like how many games has he played this season? Like 3.
Tanganga's out for the rest of the season. I think Rodon is good as Sanchez. So if one of our centre backs does get injured, even a left centre back, because Rodon played left centre back, even though he's right footed at Swansea.
Japhet Tanganga was horrendous, and Joe Rodon still didn't play.
He's got to be doing something. It would be the one question I could ask him or his brother would be like, what the hell are you doing in training, Joe? Because for Wales, he's quality. He's absolutely brilliant for Wales. He was great for Swansea as well. It's just weird. But anyway, I digress. Sorry.
Well, this is it. Okay. And obviously, with Wales, you've already touched on it, Ben Davies. And a chance to see Gareth Bale, hopefully, collect some more international goals if he's fit. I know that'll please you particularly, Paul. Let's see if we can get to some of those comments then, John. What have you got for us?
Oh, I haven't really been looking, have I? Oh,
slacking.
Sorry, here we go.
What? Sorry, can I just say it was really nice to see Poi Coity back as well at half time.
Yeah.
Yesterday, and he got a really nice reception as well.
Yeah, he did.
Not from Paula, he didn't.
I don't particularly like him, to be honest. But
oh, here we go. Adrian's got a good question. Both of these.
I'm glad you've been. Your finger is literally on the pulse, John. On the pulse.
Go on, then. You discuss that.
Did Jed Spence play against Spurs? Because I've got a feeling he didn't play.
He's on loan at Nottingham Forest.
Right. Okay. Because I was looking out for him at the Borough game and thought the one with all the fuss didn't play, so I didn't know where he was.
No, that's why he's got some strange loan agreements against Forest.
So Jones played right back wing back against us, and Jed Spence is also right wing back, but he's on loan at Forest. They've got two really good. I think they might struggle to keep them both, to be honest. Very highly rated.
I tell you, I do like it. Forest. I like their manager. I think he's really, really good. Yeah. I think he's excellent. I think he could be. In 2 or 3 seasons, if Forest don't come up, he'll get a Premier League gig next season.
He was in the Premier League. Was it with Cardiff?
Yeah, no. He was. Was he not an assistant? He was not an assistant coach or something.
Oh, I see. Right, okay.
Yeah, right. And he's a bit like Potter. He's gone around Europe and he's gone to the Barca Academy. He's gone to the Ajax Academy. I think he's gone to Eintracht, and I think he might have gone to. He might have been at like maybe PSG for a bit, looking at under 18s or stuff like this. But he's great. I mean, he took him over like when they were like bottom 3 after Houghton, and now they're in the playoffs and they're playing really well. But to answer that question, Jed Spence all day. He's fantastic, Jed Spence. He's got
a great goal, didn't he, in the last round?
Absolute screamer at the weekend. Like it was insane.
So obviously it's been announced today that this man will be leaving Juventus because they can't agree. So he's not going to Spurs, is he? Let's face it. Where's he going to go? Barca?
Newcastle.
Twitter's already exploded with who's coming straight to us, and that Paratici is sorting it, and it's like, don't do that to yourself. We've had this every summer. It's not going to come to us. If we can't get Diaz to come to us, Dybala's not going to. And if there is some tiny chance it's because the Juve boys and that kind of link. But other than that, it's not worth entertaining.
best friends with Benton Kerr as well.
Oh, they can have hands.
And didn't Kulu say "see you soon, brother" or something like that, and then like a farewell post or something to him?
Yeah.
I just.
Okay. Interesting. Hans has said Spence can't cross. Well, we've got a few fullbacks who can't cross already, so he'd fit in.
Get in line as like Sharon was like, just get in line, because like crossing is on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, boys, 9:30 to 11:30. So all of the wing backs over that way. Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah.
Jed Spence scores goals, so
yeah, definitely. I think Sean makes it not a bad. I know he's joking, but actually, you could see Dybala going to somewhere like the MLS.
Oh God, yeah.
It's happened.
Yeah. Is that Beckham's team, Inter Miami?
Yes.
Yeah.
Phil Neville coaches.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that. All right. Okay.
They're awful though.
Yeah, they are this season. It's their first season, isn't it? Or was?
Second, I think.
Oh, okay.
That's a good point as well. I think Conte, and I think I said this on the pod a fortnight ago, is that even if unfortunately we don't get top 4, I think Conte is still a big enough draw to get the player of the quality. Maybe not a Dybala, but I think he's good enough. He's a big enough draw to get the players that we need, even though we might not be in the Champions League, which a lot of us hope for. But yeah, I don't think it's a be all and end all about getting players in. Now, keeping players like Kane, it might be a bit different, but I think actually getting players in, chance to work for Antonio Conte, but you're in the Europa, I don't think you're going to sway you that much that you're not going to be playing against the kind of Champions League teams, but you'll be playing for one of the top 4 elite coaches in the world. So that's a good point that the guy made there.
I think even if we get 5th and get Europa League, though, I think Kane will stay if Conte does.
Yeah. Conte is when you build a bridge, you put a brick in the middle, and that's the one that's the really most important. That's what it's like with Conte. I think he's got everybody on side. And as I said again on the pod, if he doesn't get backed, ENIC have got nowhere to go. They've pinned their colours to the Conte mast. If they don't back him, it shows without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm not pro ENIC, I'm not anti ENIC, but it does show that they are not serious about on-field success if they can't back a manager of the Conte standard. But yeah, I digress again. Sorry.
Becky, any thoughts?
It's a tricky one. Villa didn't do us a favour, did they, on Saturday? And if they had, even a draw, Villa didn't turn up. They're on the beach.
No, they were awful.
They were awful. But yeah, it is still possible. It all comes down to North London Derby, and hopefully we are still in it by then. But I keep saying this: Arsenal have got some tough games. They really, but
Palace away after the international break,
and they've still got they have got some tough games. So
they've got 4 London derbies, haven't they? Away.
Could you imagine Vieira turning over Arsenal to give Tottenham a chance of getting top 4?
That would be ace.
Right.
That would be ace.
That
would be amazing, wouldn't it? Like Vieira gets them firing, and then up pops Conor Gallagher, 25 yards out, puts it in the top corner.
Who's Chelsea, isn't he? Isn't he Chelsea as well?
He's a loanee from Chelsea, or Eze turns up, or Elise does what you can do and just lets us back in it. That would be serendipity.
I think what was doubly nice about yesterday is there's been so many times where we've had to I can remember where we needed to beat Chelsea and we'd go above Chelsea and we didn't, and it happened about twice that season, and it's similar to yesterday. We needed to follow Arsenal, and we did. And I think again that's why there was a kind of positive atmosphere, because so many times we've had the opportunity and then we've fallen flat, and we didn't. Yesterday we kept up with Arsenal, and that's got to keep going.
Yeah. Oh, where's me? Obviously, Arsenal's game in hand is away at Chelsea. So it's not an easy fixture, although Chelsea will probably have a Champions League game around the same time, won't they? And play the reserve team because they'll be clear, knowing our luck.
Their reserves they'll still beat Arsenal.
Hopefully.
I don't think that beating Liverpool is as important as it's being made out to be, as long as we win all of the other games.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I've just seen a tweet by Mr. Romano saying that Frank Kessié, however you pronounce it, has already completed his medical with Barca in Lugano, as reported by Dimasio. Verbal agreement's been reached days ago for a €6.5 million net guaranteed salary. So at least that one's out the way.
I'm sure if Davo from Australia was here right now, I don't know if he's still in the chat, would be like, "Oh, that's Enoch all over. We've missed out, etc., etc., etc." Frank Kessie was never coming to Spurs. You know, I mean, Barca are on the up. We saw that last night when they turned over Real Madrid. Yeah. Move on. Next.
He's back.
I'm here.
You look a bit flustered. Are you okay?
A bit what?
Flustered.
Oh, I'm just having some camera issues, Shan. You know how it is. When you buy all this cheap technology, it's lets you down sometimes when you need it most. Bit like Spurs normally, to be fair. What we're talking about, transfers.
Yeah. So Weston McKennie, Kessie's a done deal to Barca, apparently. According to
Kessie's a deal. I know everyone's going to be getting really excited and hyped.
Didn't want him anyway.
Dybala, there's no chance. No. Can't see that happening in a million years, to be honest. I think he's off to Barca or Real. Not to the MLS, as you were mooting, in my opinion. But, yeah.
Who else we got? Just Daniel wants to know, are you busy?
No, nothing that exciting, unfortunately. Just trying to sort out the camera.
Definition of Spursy? We will probably beat Liverpool and lose to Burnley. Absolutely.
Home. I mean, we won't lose to Burnley at home, surely.
I worked out the run-ins today at work with a neutral Leicester fan while I was having a cup of tea on my break. And we sort of played through in our heads what the result of each game's going to be.
Do you like how he added that? He's whinging at me earlier. Back-to-back video calls.
Yeah. Well, anyway, listen, that's not the important bit. The important bit is...
Leicester fans.
Hey?
Leicester fans hate us.
They don't hate us any more than they hate Arsenal, to be fair. Point being, I had Tottenham finishing above Arsenal on my calculations because they have got harder games than us. They've got to play Man United, Chelsea...
West Ham.
We're going to do this for Friday, aren't we?
4 away London derbies. 4 away London derbies.
We're going to do our predictions, and this will be part of Friday's show. We're going to all of us are going to do predictions for the rest of the season, and we'll show our final tables on Friday. That's my hope.
Yeah, I can do that. I can tell you straight away. We'll finish above Arsenal and probably behind Man United. Of all the run-ins, we've got a pretty decent one, I think. I think we look all right compared to Arsenal, but of course it's all going to hinge on that match, isn't it? It's all going to hinge on that match, and
I'm going to it.
Oh, you are not, Shan. You won't get a ticket, surely. Please,
no, Shan. Shan, we're going to.
Oh yeah, you have. Yeah, God. Hashtag block Shan. Bad Shan.
You know, my hoodoo has gone. I didn't even watch the United game. Still lost, so it's all a load of bullshit anyway. But I am going to be at the North London derby. I've got my ticket, and I'll be in the North Stand having a great time, right near the away fans.
Which section are you in? The lower tier, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sit there quite a lot last year, actually. Year before last. Actually.
Becky, what did you think about the West Ham away support yesterday? What did you think? I'd call her. What did you think as well? I thought they were awful.
Shocking.
They made
Absolutely shocking. No noise at all. And then they had that kind of like 10-minute spell in the second half. You still couldn't hear them. No, and we were above them. Nothing at all.
No noise from the West Ham boys. No. I thought, I'll be honest, what was interesting was, so I normally sit in the North Stand when I'm not living it up with Paul in hospitality. And
stop it, yeah.
It's quite good. It's a good bunch behind in the North Stand generally. It's quite raucous because you're near the away fans. There's a good bit of chanting and all the rest of it. My mate couldn't get a seat near me, so he was up in West Upper. And I've got to say, the difference in clientele, if you like, was it was really quiet up there. Even when we were playing a fantastic game, I was a bit disappointed, to be honest, sitting up there because it just didn't feel anything like as atmospheric. It was more like the Emirates, really. So yeah, need to make some noise in the West Stand Upper. That's what I'm saying. Too busy blowing bubbles. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
To be fair, I did hear a couple of bubbles on the TV. Not very loud, but they were pathetic though. But I went to the West Ham Carabao Cup game, which we won. Just to put that out there.
And I was there as well, so I'm not cursing it either.
Exactly. Their away support was crap. You could barely hear them. No noise from the West Ham boys, as we were saying. Went around the stadium quite a lot. And in the last 10 minutes, it was youths, literally for like flat. Like the atmosphere was ridiculous. So yeah, you couldn't hear them at all. Their fans.
Well, they're probably not that. They're probably not that used to being so close to a pitch. They're like, oh, what's that green?
Yeah.
Like 5 meters from us. And look, the windows haven't been smashed in, and the TVs work and shit like this. They're probably thinking this is great, and like rather than like their crappy kind of like tax funded by me and everybody on this YouTube. It's like they were terrible yesterday. It was just like I was expecting them to like a bit of to and fro, but absolutely nothing at all.
They have a nice carpet though.
That carpet, lovely carpet. Replaced it, didn't they? Replaced it. I mean, this is where they're at a disadvantage. West Ham. That stadium is rented. They don't keep any of the hospitality money or the receipts from the catering, do they, John?
No, apparently not. They get nothing out of that. That's why they only pay $2.5 million a year. They don't get anything else. But apparently the new Czech guy, part of the thing is them looking to buy the stadium from whoever, City of London, whoever it is. I don't know who owns it, but from the government.
We do, the taxpayers.
Yeah. So basically, probably in many ways, just get rid of it because it seems to be more of a money pit for us, doesn't it?
Bit of a white elephant.
Bulldoze it.
He's confusing me with Diver, isn't he?
Confusing me with Diver or someone that's self-employed. Absolutely not me. I pay very much.
Paul Mears is in like Switzerland or something like that.
That's what I was hinting at without being that direct. I pay plenty of taxes. Just
you're a shit stirrer, Sean. That's what you are. You're a shit stirrer. I'm going to get so much abuse now. Like, oh yeah, Muir, you're in Zurich. Blah, blah, blah. No, none of that.
What did you think of the cats? Brilliant.
They were brilliant. All the people that did that made the effort. They were in the pubs before. They were in the concourse before. People were waving them at corner flags. My Jack was able to spot them because they were so orange. And those people that did that were spot on. He didn't pick it up much on TV, but you could see him in the ground. Yeah.
So you could see him. I thought you could see him on the TV.
There they are.
There they are.
Oh, there's my two cats there.
So what was it? Was it like something out on Twitter, like the old 1882 kind of stuff? How do people get to? Because I would have like taken like 30 and just gone in East Lower and just like I put this up, and it would have been great. But
John could have taken his actual cats.
Yeah, and me. I can't believe I didn't have a soft toy cat. I've got two cats. I've got two real cats.
I wish I did take my cat and chucked him on the pitch and left him there. Yeah. More humane than Kurt Zuma, which we threaten him with on a daily basis.
There was a very good Zuma, where's the cat? Zuma, where's the cat?
But Shan, you're more of a dog person, aren't you? This is one of your pictures you sent us. There's
who's got time to do these? They're amazing.
They don't take long.
Do they not? Is that what the kids? Is that your new app that you're down with the kids with, Caller?
I'm probably down with the kids because I am a kid, really. But there you go.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I'll rephrase. I've got the body of a 60-year-old and the mentality of a child. But there you go.
Good.
Did you see the balloon cats?
No, are they different to the other cats that we've put?
The ones we've shown were blow-up ones. They were inflatable ones.
Yeah,
maybe they were like the helium ones you can buy from those people that are like in the high street or whatever, or in shopping malls.
Yeah, like
it wouldn't surprise me if there were people outside the ground selling them.
Yeah.
And that's how
you could just go to every West Ham game, couldn't you?
I got to say, it was just like a carnival atmosphere at the end of the game.
Good.
It was just.
It was good.
And more games like that to come, and we'll see each other, won't we, Paul, at the Newcastle game coming up.
Newcastle game. Yeah, we'll organise something, and maybe we'll, I don't know, because the Wi-Fi is really good in the stand. We might do, I don't know, something live or something. I don't know. We'll think about it.
We could do something live. I think I'm there. HG's there, and
Amy,
Becky's there. John's there.
Becky, where are you? Are you north? Where
no,
are you,
me and Jack in the south stand for that one.
Nice.
Yeah. Behind the goal, left, lower.
Shan's there now, thinking, going, I need to get a ticket. I need to get a ticket.
I'm not allowed.
The reason we're going, it's the
no,
first
you're
weekend
allowed. The band's lifted. Oh, you mean?
Yeah.
No, like we could be moving into our house at any time, so I can't. I've got that and the cost of fuel at the minute. Like,
that is true.
Okay, totally. Anybody's watching it right now, just put in Sean's priorities. Should she move house or come to the game? Can we just have something in the chat right now? All right. And Sean, if it is kind of come to the game, all right, I'll get you a ticket.
There you go. I think also people should say if they're going to the Newcastle game in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah. Is Trippier going to be fit? Jack was asking this yesterday because when we were booing Zuma, Jack went, "Are we going to boo Trippier?" And I said, "No, we're not going to boo Trippier."
No,
is he going to be fit?
No.
I don't think so. I thought
he's got a broken foot, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's got the same thing that Beckham had, the broken metatarsal thing. So I don't think so.
You don't hear that very often.
I thought he was still injured. Yeah.
Used to get, there was a big spate of metatarsals, wasn't there? You don't get broken metatarsals very often these days.
Yeah, it was always a month before the World Cup or the month before the Euros, wasn't it? Always.
Yeah.
That's it.
Can I just say, we're on 98 likes. We need 2 likes, people. Come on, if you haven't kicked that like button, please.
If you've enjoyed the puns, hit the like button. If you haven't enjoyed the puns, hit the like button.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask permission about the Newcastle game. See if
Here we go. That's a
Paulie wins. Yes, come on.
That is definitely a faster turnaround than Harry Winks spinning.
Let's see what our solicitor says, because if we're actually moving house, like I have to be here, but yeah, if not,
I mean this is what you're missing.
One, 2, 3, 4. There you go.
Get battered. You saw on Twitter, by the way, where I tweeted promoting the show earlier, and the West Ham fan has retorted. West Ham get battered, and he's retorted with a rather rude word.
Begins with a C and ends with a nut.
Yes. Please feel free to comment.
Yeah.
To be fair, West Ham get battered was sung like the whole way back after the Carabao Cup final.
Like
on the overground all the way back to the car park.
Yeah.
Like it was great.
Yeah.
This is it.
Here we go. Trippier out for the season then.
I just said that.
Did you? No.
Yeah, he's broken metatarsal. They ain't coming back from that in a hurry.
Guys, if I could afford to get to every game, every Tottenham game, I would be there. My commitment is top draw. I even went to Burnley in a midweek.
And Middlesbrough. Glutton for punishment. You were even told not to go.
Yeah, we did. I mean, it was just stupid, wasn't it, really?
Really stupid.
The Middlesbrough drive was pretty straightforward, and it was a really good day out, to be fair. The guys that we were there, I was with East Midlands Spurs. It was a great day.
I enjoyed it.
The Burnley one was just depressing.
The youthful optimism of Shan. Love it. We've been going for an hour and 43 minutes. We appreciate everyone watching. Please do hit the like button. Subscribe while you're here. And absolutely, we'll be back on Friday. So we're going to say our tearful goodbyes. Becky, thanks for joining us once again.
All right, thanks for having me. Loved it.
No problem at all. Paul, thank you very much for jumping on.
Good.
You really broke up really badly then, but I got the gist of what you were saying. That's okay. Shan, once again, thanks for coming.
Yeah, I think back Friday.
You're back Friday. Are you hosting for me next Monday, by the way? I'm on a work shindig.
I am indeed.
Spot on. Good stuff. So Friday, what are we doing Friday, John? Coming to you.
Predictions and maybe talk about Wales, Austria, and the England games.
Yeah,
and lots of Q&A. Please put questions in for us.
Yeah. Bang them onto our Twitter, and John will do a better job accumulating them than he did during the show. Right. There's the bus. You just got under.
Whatever.
John does a wicked job with the run sheet every week, so I am, of course, taking the piss. And until next time, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
West Ham get battered
everywhere they go.